If you want to become an effortless manifester, then you are going to want to watch this video. Today I'm going to be discussing how raising your standards makes you abundant. And when I'm talking about abundance, I'm not just talking wealth here. I am talking true abundance, wealth, health, friendships, relationships, time, love, and peace. I grew up in a home that was very much lack, scarcity mindset. So this has taken me a long time, guys, to figure out. I'm gonna tell you some things I started doing recently, and I know it will help you as well. So I started learning about the law of attraction several years ago. Who's watched The Secret here? Ask, believe, receive. So I was doing all the affirmations and affirmations and vision boards, and still I was not able to manifest the life I desired until I realized law of attraction. What action was I taking? Not much. So recently I started intentionally taking action by raising my standards, and now I am manifesting an abundant life. So what you first need to understand is most people do have low standards, and you become a magnet for what you accept and what you are used to. So say you have a lot of fair weather friends, right, who don't really check in on you, give you breadcrumbs, maybe there's jealousy or comparison. Well, that's the kind of friends the universe will keep aligning with you until you are able to change your mindset, until you raise your standards. So one thing I have recently started doing, and this has to do with my favorite thing, shopping. So I wear mostly activewear because of what I do for a job, and for the longest time I was just going on Amazon and buying the dupes, right? I was buying the Amazon dupes, trying to save money, until recently I started buying more high quality clothing for myself because I'm worth it. I deserve it. So now I have this rule. Instead of going in, going on Amazon or going into the stores and going straight to the clearance rack and looking for deals, now I only buy clothing that is high quality, that fits me well, and that, most importantly, I feel good in, right? I'm at the highest vibration when I wear clothes that fits me well, feels good on me. And I have so much clothes, guys, that is just sitting in my drawers. I've slowly been getting rid of it, but what a waste of money, right? Trying to save money, going to the clearance rack, and instead now maybe I have fewer pieces in my wardrobe, but they are higher quality pieces and I want to wear them. And then the other thing I started doing recently is shopping again, and grocery shopping. It's basically my part-time job. I have 3 teenagers. We go through a lot of food in this house. So what I used to do is I would go to 10 different stores, right? And because I would go to one store and get this, and the next store, well, that has that on sale this week, and the next store, I know their produce is cheaper. This store for eggs, definitely. And what I was doing was just wasting a lot of time going to all these different stores. So now instead what I do is I usually stop out Whole Foods, right? It's right next to the yoga studio, and there's usually only a few things I pick up there, and then I go to the other stores. Well, now instead I'm like, you know what? I'm the kind of person, I've raised my standards. I'm the kind of person that can shop at Whole Foods, right? I don't need to save a few bucks. So now, you know what? We eat a lot of grass-fed beef. One of my top superfoods around these parts. So is it a couple more bucks at Whole Foods than it is at Aldi? Yes, but is my time worth it? Also, yes, and actually, usually when I go to Aldi, they're sold out of it anyway. So if you have a choice, right, between two different supermarkets, two different clothing stores, right, always just go for the higher quality, because just simply being in that environment, being in those higher quality environments will actually level you up. And then the next thing I have done is I actually fired some of my clients. You see, when I first started doing this one-on-one coaching, I was still in this lack, scarcity mindset. I didn't have a lot of confidence yet. So I took on this client, and she, after I started working with her, she said, you know, my husband would also like to work with you. And I said, great. And she's like, well, you know, how much would that cost us? And me and my little lack scarcity mindset was like, oh, don't worry about it. Like, I'm coming over here anyways, or I'm meeting with you anyways. I'll just give you a 2-for-1. You know, in the past, I have given free training away, free coaching away, right? I wasn't confident enough yet to really ask for what I want, and also what I am worth and what I deserve. So these clients, this couple I was working with, they just started becoming really flaky on me, you know, canceling last minute. I actually went to their house once and they weren't even home. They had some excuse for me, but I was like, listen, you know, not only am I lowering my standards to take you on as clients, accepting less money, but now you're actually wasting my money, wasting my time with my family. Listen, this just isn't working for me. So don't be afraid, you know, you catch the fish. Don't be afraid to throw the fish back. There will be another offer. Another one's coming in. A better one is coming in. Don't be afraid to reject what you don't want. So now I am attracting higher quality clients because I'm no longer lowering my standards for people. Now I can give these higher quality clients, right, the time, more of my time that they deserve. So I want to talk about my kids for a minute. I have 3 teenagers. They're all in high school. And my kids, man, we have really broken the cycle here. They are all just master manifestors. They're all very abundant. And again, abundance, I'm not just talking money here. True abundance, health, wealth, time, relationships, friendships, love, and peace. So actually, I remember my mom a few years ago. I'm no longer in contact with her, but I remember her saying to me once, "Oh, your kids get everything they want," and she was saying it in a very judgmental, like shaming kind of way. And it's funny because I was like, yeah, good for them. Like, they're creating their own reality. They should get what they want. Like, my kids should have more than I have. Be better. I should only hope that my daughter is like a way better version of me, right? That's how we break those patterns, break those cycles. So actually, that's another point I want to make. When you start to, as your standards go up, you will get some pushback from your reality, not from the manifestation, but from other people in your life. Because up until now, everyone in your life has matched that previous mindset you have, that lack scarcity mindset. So there will be some pushback, right? Some chatter from the peanut gallery, right? You're wasting your money. I can't believe you're spending your money on that. You're being so irresponsible with your money. And this is where people often get pulled back down, right? Pulled back down. Don't let them pull you back down to that old mindset. Instead, be the person that does raise your standards, hold your standards high, and show them there is another way, right? They have the opportunity to rise as well and meet you where you are at. So back to my kids. My oldest son, he's a senior in high school this year. When he first started looking for a job, he had a hard time. And, all his friends were getting jobs at Subway and Dunkin' Donuts. And he's like, yeah, so-and-so said I could get a job with him, at Dunkin'. I could go work at McDonald's with this one. And there's nothing wrong with working at Dunkin' Donuts. I'm not saying that. Good for these kids for getting jobs. But my son was just like, I don't want it. I don't want to do it. I can't. It's just gonna kill me to go work at one of these places. So he held out for a while, right? He was like, he was grateful for the opportunities that were presenting into his reality, but he was like, I just know, something else is coming in that's gonna be better, right? Don't be afraid to reject. Don't be afraid to throw the fish back. And then right before the holidays, he saw that Nordstrom was hiring. And this is what he wants to do. He's into fashion. He designs clothes. He wants to be an entrepreneur. He wants to design clothes. He loves clothes. He loves shoes. Always has that as his passion. So he went to Nordstrom. He had an interview. He got hired on the spot. He is the youngest person that works there, and he's making some pretty good money over there doing something he loves. So you see, he didn't settle. He didn't lower his standards and just take the first job opportunity that came to him. he held out, right? He had high standards for himself, and these environments, the places he wanted to spend his time in. So if you have options, again, you just always going for the lower standard just reinforces that lack mentality, right? When it comes to me and shopping, it was just reinforcing that, you know, I'm a broke yoga student. I need to be on a budget. So have tall orders for anything you want in life. Have the confidence, be willing to ask not only the universe, but ask for what you want from other people, and be willing to walk away from these things, right, that are not serving you. The universe will line you up with better. Again, be prepared for some pushback from your reality, right? This is, it can be a little bit challenging at first. It's taken me a lot of time to reach this point, but again, it was all about putting that intentional action and raising my standards to be able to have this abundant life that I am now living in. Your vibration creates your reality. Your frequency is your currency. So that's what I got for you guys today. I hope you find this helpful. I love you guys so much. Very much gratitude and appreciation to all of you. Go have a magical day today. Don't be afraid to throw the fish back. Ask for what you want and see how raising your standards will lead to true abundance. Until tomorrow, namaste.